Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ricky V. And today you listen to episode number 37 of the Elite Fitness podcast. And in this one, I'm going to continue my do's and don'ts series for all of you guys out there that are just starting this new year now, revitalized, ready to go, ready to take things to the next level. So some of these are going to be basic, just reminders of things that you probably already know. Some of these might be new, and some of these you might already think you know about, but you need to hear my perspective in order to fully form and solidify that idea in your head. So it's a great podcast. Keep listening. So let's start off with this. Do remember to take sets to failure and work on increasing your load over time. Remember, the best growth, the progress is in those last few reps. Those last hard repetitions are really what brings in the progress, or really those last few hard repetitions is really where your body is forced to adapt. So make sure to do that. Do not use too much weight that messes up your technique. Make sure you're using weight that's appropriate to get the contraction you're looking for. Unless you're training for a specific sport, if you're just bodybuilding for aesthetics, you don't need a ton of weight. You just need to create that muscle-mind connection and make sure to contract the muscle properly the way you should. Do not use too much weight that messes up your technique. That's how injuries happen. Just too much weight, technique is all over the place. And this is how injuries and problems happen. Just use really nice controlled movements. Again, this is all for guys that are bodybuilding for aesthetics, for looks, to look good. Any of you guys that are training for a specific sport, you might have different requirements, and so it might not apply to you all that right. Now, do wipe down your fucking equipment after you use it, guys. Jeez. It was important before. Now we're at that day and age where you should carry two towels, one for your body and one to wipe down the freaking equipment once you're done with it. Or take the walk over to the paper towels and just make sure to wipe down your equipment. Do not be on your phone while you're in the gym training, man. Jeez, guys. I leave that shit in the locker. Just give yourself some peace, some rest during that time. If you need your phone for your music, then put it on fucking airplane mode and just have some peace when you train. Have some peace from communication, people, thoughts. Just do you for a minute, and that goes a long way in your training. You'll see. You'll definitely agree with me once you start putting your phone in the locker room. Do journal your progress and take weekly pictures. Weekly pictures are a good way for you to see over a year, 52 pictures. How did I look at the start? How do I end up? Just a good way to keep up with your progress, keep up with yourself, and know what's working and what is not working. Do not obsess over the steroids and the chemistry. Guys, do not obsess over the freaking steroids and the chemistry. You have no idea how many times guys come to me and say, my arms aren't growing. Do I need more Trenbolone? This is not going well. What drugs do I need? How about taking a good hard look at your training, at everything you're doing with your regimen, at your diet? Really focus on that, because that's really where 90% of your growth comes from. 90% to 95% of your true growth comes from just the diet and the training. The steroids are only going to add a 10%, 20% at best. What's my proof? Well, you can just diet and train without steroids and look awesome. Or you could just do a bunch of steroids, not diet and not train, and look like shit. That's the proof. So if steroids and drugs were the end-all be-all, then you could just inject and take stuff and look fucking incredible, but it doesn't work that way. 90% of it, around 90% of your results are always going to hover around your diet and your training. So don't obsess on the chemistry. Don't obsess over what drugs you should be taking. Do focus on continued growth year after year and not just growth spurs. Don't put it in your mind that you're only going to grow during the time that you're on cycle and the rest of the time you're maintaining or taking steps back. Don't. Make sure that you're always growing on or off the steroids. Obviously, on the sauce, you're going to grow much quicker than off the sauce. But definitely make sure to get on a good mindset of growing day after day, month after month, year after year, and not just give it your all when you're on the steroids. Really diet well when you're on the steroids. Don't use the steroids as a crutch to really do all the right things you need to do. Do not be cheap with your supplements and steroids. Do not be cheap. And what I mean is buy the best quality stuff you can buy. It's for your body, Buy the best quality stuff you can buy for your body. You really should. I've seen guys spend the most amount of money they can spend on getting all the options on their car, or maybe getting everything upgraded on their device, computer, whatever it is. But then they'll go and be real cheap trying to find a tattoo artist or be real cheap when they're buying their supplements and their steroids. Look, steroids, you want to spend the extra money if you can and get human grade stuff or veterinarian grade stuff. And if that's out of reach, out of your level, then get the best quality underground lab stuff you can buy. Best stuff money can buy when it comes to anything you're putting in your body. Supplements, shop from me, needtobuildmuscle.com. That's my store. My products are a great value. You're going to pay more per bottle than you would from other brands, but I'm giving you way more value. So don't be cheap when you're buying your supplements. If you're on steroids or SARMs and you know you need a product to support you, don't go and buy some bullshit off the shelf $39, $49 bottle that's going to promise organ health, testosterone boosting, and estrogen blocking all in one bottle. That fucking shit doesn't exist, guys. It's just not real. It's not a reality, okay? I make 2 products for cycle support specifically. One of them is Entogard, which is your liver support, kidney support, heart health, blood pressure, water retention. It works towards all these goals. And then I also have N2Generate, which is all for libido boosting and to get your testosterone levels going. Get your testosterone levels working up after a long cycle. Now, N2Guard, you have to take 7 capsules per day, and it's a 30-day bottle. N2Generate, you have to take 5 capsules per day. So between the two of them, it's a 12 capsule per day dosing. That's about right. That's about how many natural ingredients you're going to need to really ward off some of the worst side effects from steroids. That's really where it goes, guys. And both products are priced around the $70 to $80 realm, depending on when you're listening to this podcast, if we have any specials, our new batch coming out, if we're down to our last few units. And that's what you need, guys. These are very heavy products. That's what you need in natural products. So do not ever go and buy a single bottle that promises everything. Organ health, testosterone boosting, estrogen control, kidney support. I mean, it offers everything. Liver support, everything in one bottle. And it's like $49, $39. It's just, it doesn't exist. One bottle, $39, $49, 4 capsules a day, 3 capsules a day. 3 capsules, 4 capsules a day, and you get everything. It doesn't work that way. My formula, I had to 7 capsules it took me to cram in good organ support that covers everything you should deal with or you should be worried about when it comes to steroid use. 5 capsules per day. It took me to cram in a formula strong enough to actually be used for post-cycle therapy to bring back your testicles after they shrank. So don't be cheap when it comes to buying your supplements and steroids, guys. Do save money by not buying stuff you don't fucking need. So there's certain things you don't need. And you don't need to buy them if you don't fucking need them. One good way to save money talking about things you don't need is don't get too crazy with your dosages and go way too high. Going much higher than you need. You could really save 20, 30%, 40% of what you're paying from your cycle if you just drop your dosages lower. And you know what? At the end of the day, the keepable progress and keepable gains might be the same. Unless you're a huge fucking guy already competing, you don't need to take huge dosages. You really don't. You can do really well with milder, lower dosing and keep on the continued support. Save some of that extra money and extra gear for some protein, or save the gear for another cycle. You don't need to go crazy getting a bunch of stuff you don't need, and using a bunch of stuff you don't need. That's not really going to add anything to the final price and the final result, I should say, of everything you're doing. Do not run oral steroids without your liver support. Tutka, milk thistle, great for liver support. Tutka is a must for any steroid user. I added Tutka to my N2Guard formula. Guys, go to n2guard.com, n2guard.com. I added liver support. It always had liver support, but we added Tutka back in about 2014. We added the Tutka because it became widely available. It became reasonable to acquire, and we just added it to the formula because I knew it was necessary. I could not claim that N2Guard was the best organ support product for steroid users unless I added Tutka into the product, and we did. Do not use any oral steroids without your liver support, guys. The juice is just not worth the squeeze. You're going to have issues, and your blood tests are going to come out of whack, and you're going to have high liver enzymes, and it could all be avoided. It could all be avoided if you just stashed on the N2Guard. Those are kind of my do's and don'ts for this episode. This episode was a real shorty, real fast one, because we're continuing the do and don't series. So I wanted to give you something quick, something you guys can bite onto. Right now, towards the end of the podcast, I wanted to remind you guys, my new product, N2 Transoderm. N2 Transoderm. Go to my website, needtobuildmuscle.com, and click under Muscle Builders. You'll find it there. This is the strongest hormonal, exogenous hormone product I've made since the late 2010s when we were allowed to sell pro hormones. This is a pre-hormone product. You apply it right to your shoulders if you're looking for that testosterone boost, that androgenic edge. You could apply it on the underarms, just below your armpits, if you're looking for that mood enhancement aspect of it. You could apply it to the area right in between your thighs, right between your legs. Be careful with your glands. Be careful with your dick. But you can apply it right between legs for that libido boost. You're placing the pre-hormone in different spots of your body, of the skin, where the proper enzymes that are going to turn this pre-hormone into actual anabolic androgenic hormones, where it is. What's really good about N2 Transoderm, as opposed to just injecting steroid, is that N2 Transoderm, you get a plethora of different hormone conversions. The pre-hormone in N2 Transoderm is actually a nice large molecule that your body, through use of the enzymes and the reactions with the enzymes, your body can turn into one of many different types of hormones that can affect everything from muscle growth to fat loss to libido to your mood. And by placing the pre-hormone in these specific spots where we know, scientifically we know, are the most and the highest concentration of these enzymes that we want the pre-hormone to come in contact with, you're going to get the desired results. It has testosterone boosting and anti-estrogen products and anti-estrogen ingredients that work really well for anti-estrogen in one bottle. So I want to remind you guys out there, I know I've been pushing this product for a while, but it's been in the last, I'd say the last month, I've mentioned it on almost every podcast that I do. It's a great product. You guys were asking for something really strong. I get a lot of messages from you guys asking about muscle building, cycle support, all this stuff. And most of you are like, hey, Rick, do you sell something stronger? Hey, Rick, can you get me something stronger? And I'm always like, no, guys, I can't. This is the strongest stuff I'm kind of allowed to put out there. The idea for Enter-Transderm and bringing that formula back, because I did this years ago, and now I wanted to bring this one back, really came from all you guys requesting for me to give you something stronger, for me to give you something you guys can count on. My products are legit. For libido boosting and testosterone boosting, nothing comes close to Enter-Generate. For liver support, kidney support, heart health, blood tests, just to have really good blood results that your doctor is going to compliment you on. Enter-Guard, nothing comes close to it. Now I'm telling you, legal over-the-counter products that you can buy with your credit card, no problem. Enter-Transderm is it. And you can stack Enter-Transderm right along with your SARM cycle, GW, Osterin, YK11. You could stack it with anything. You could take it standalone. You could stack Enter-Transderm with Enter-Generate, Enter-Generate ES. It's a great stack. Enter-Generate ES will promote the production of natural testosterone in your body and also protect you from any suppression. Enter-Transderm will add exogenous hormones to your body, exogenous pre-hormones to your body that add to everything your body could and is already making. Going beyond natural. Enter-Transderm really is going beyond natural testosterone production. You're adding exogenous pre-hormones. Give it a shot, guys. Use it as a test base. You could use it with a nice little Anavar Winstrol cycle. Use it right along in there, the Enter-Transderm. Use it with SARMs, GW. If you're trying to gain mass, you could do Turinabol, Enter-Transderm, and some YK11 or RAT 140. If you're trying to cut, you could do Anavar Winstrol with Enter-Transderm and some GW right in there for good measure. It's a great, very versatile product. You could use it as your test base. And you could buy it with your credit card right over the counter. I make legitimate legal supplements so you can trust that everything that I say is on the label is in there. And I'm giving you the strongest, highest dosing that I can give you. So give it a shot, guys. And that's it for today's episode. Do's and don'ts. A couple of really light episodes, last one and this one, just to kind of start off the year, give you guys a little something to listen to, quick bites of information. 16, 17, 18 minutes is what I'm shooting for on these little short podcasts. And guys, I will see you next week. Thank you for listening.